Hey everyone, Genome here with the next episode of Was It Good? For this episode, I actually had to order something, seeing as the object that I'm going to be showing, all the ones that I had have long since disintegrated. So, what is it that I'm going to be reviewing today? Well, it resides in this box, which is pretty much oversized, but it was a fad that has had many iterations, and it swept through, for me, I want to say 87, 88, something like that, around 6th or 7th grade, something along those lines. And it was just all the rage for about 2 months. And then of course it fell off, like, you know, those fads generally do. What's funny is this fad actually had its heyday, back in the 50s and 60s. And the hints being that the Smothers Brothers helped really popularize it. So without further ado, let's open this thing up and see what we got. Now, while I know what's inside, I am not sure about the color scheme or design. And ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Omega Fireball. Hopefully that light didn't drown it out too bad. But for those that know, yes, yo-yos made an incredibly large comeback back in the late 80s. But like the vampire to the daylight, it disappeared rather rapidly. This actual version, I got one of these later in life as a gift, and I was really impressed by how it worked, how well it worked. But back in the day, Duncan was pretty much, you know, the pinnacle of yo-yos. I had a few. Even had an old wooden one, because supposedly they work better. It's not really true, but whatever. So let's go ahead and break into this thing. All right, so here is the Fireball that came in. You don't get to pick your color. This one came in blue, which is kind of cool. I like that. I used to have a clear one with red. So, yeah, pretty sweet. They have an interesting shape to them. They're a little bit thinner than the Duncans I used to use. But they're known to sleep real well. They have a transaxle in them. And I'll see if I can still do any of the tricks. I was never a pro or anything at this, but we did a few things. We were some of the better ones at our school, me and my friend. All right, this is basically the first use of it. Yeah, you can tell it's wants to sleep already. So hopefully some of this can come through, I don't know. We used to have different names for them. I don't know if they're the correct names or not, but we used to do what we call the bullwhip. We had Over the Falls. Let's see if I can. Okay, what was the other one we did? We did like the mini loop. Do that one again. Whoops. This one's wanting to sleep pretty good, so let's see. Okay. I don't know if I can do around the world in here. It's gonna be pretty tight. So we do that again, just in case. All right, so what else did we do? You know, walk the dog. You can't see it from here, but oh, we had one. It's getting a little twisted up. We had one. I think it was called Spaghetti. Oops, and start to turn. You got to watch the angle. Okay, that one didn't work. If I get to sleep right. Again, let's see if I can do it better. Nope, not that time. Okay, let's try it again. So close. I got a lot of slack out of it, so it's not sleeping as well. Whoop. Okay, spaghetti was usually the bane of our existence. So we did Bowl Whip, Over the Falls, Mini Around the World, did the Around the World. I don't want to do that one again in here. And then the hardest one that we did, at least that that we got into, and was Rock the Cradle. Now that one, it probably gonna take me a few times because I'm pretty out of practice, but see if I can remember how to do it. You need a good sleep for it. Oops. All right. Try one more time here. I pretty much had it that time, but not well. There it goes. Ah, and it didn't catch. I'd like to get it before I get done filming. Work it out a little bit. All right, let's try her again. Ha-ha! All right, well, there you have it. What little I remember of 6th or 7th grade, whatever year that was. But yeah, it was great, My best friend and I, we had multiple yo-yos each, and we just practiced all day, especially at lunch, whatever time permitted. But yeah, I guess the next question is, were yo-yos in general and the resurgence of yo-yos in particular in the 80s, were they actually good? And not only are they good, yo-yos are great. Whether you know how to do tricks or not, I remember there used to be a little informational thing on the back of some of the Duncan packages. I think it was Duncan. No, you know what? It might have been Omega originally, because I got one of these like 20 years ago. That said, the Greeks would use them to meditate. They weren't there doing tricks with them, that sort of thing. But there's something very hypnotic and relaxing about a yo-yo. And I know you can't see it going down, but I mean, you can sit there for an hour or two and just mess around. It's, I mean, you got, the grandpa, or what they see on Andy Griffith, how the yo-yo, whatever, But that's not really what you want to do. You want to flick that thing. But what a great hobby, and or not so much a hobby, what a great fad. It's a cheap one. One yo-yo and some string will last you years, unless you get really into it, then you can have several going. But I never had that much money or inclination to get professional at it. But yeah, it's great. It's a great one. As far as fad goes, it's one of the better ones. And what's cool about it, it's one that has kind of stuck with me over the years. I mean, I don't do it really anymore, but other than what you just saw now. But I mean, every now and then you go into your closet, you're digging through your things you like, and you run across your old yo-yo, and you'll take it out and start flicking it around. And you like to see if you can still do some of the old tricks, like Around the World. But yeah, I would highly recommend anyone, especially if they want to work on their hand-eye coordination a little bit. There's far worse things you can do. And you never know, it might come back again, so I'll hang on to this and bust that out at parties, in the hopes that maybe one day it too will be in vogue, as they used to say. Well, anyway, I've ran on long enough. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you got any comments, please leave them down below. I'd love to hear from you. Probably making fun of my lack of yo-yo skills. I'm sure that'd be the main among them. But hey, I don't mind. I can even take negative, whatever. Stay tuned. I'll have some more reviews coming up shortly. I'm also thinking about doing a Hearthstone segment. I'm gonna get a more of a dedicated webcam and external mics and all. I want to do it right, and then probably start recording some of the Hearthstone games I've played. I haven't played in a while, but I wouldn't mind getting back into it. And that's pretty much it. But anyway, I'm gonna go back downstairs where there's room to play with this thing and really let fly with some of the tricks if I still can. Stay tuned for the next episode of Was It Good? Until then, this is Genome with his Omega Fireball out.